thought he was a con artist just based off his look.
They're edge. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, Friday, December 10th, 2021. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope finishing off the week with on a good note, getting ready for the weekend. And I know some people work the weekends and just getting started, so hopefully you're getting off to a good start. Got a busy day today here in at Gonzo'S Sports Room. We had Easy Money, a sports betting show, which we have every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you missed that today, go check it out. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You can find it in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, most places you can listen to podcasts. You'll find us. Then we have GSR that's live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's our sports talk show. Join us for that. Usually there's a couple other guys here with me. Can have a little better conversation. Then today, don't forget today we have a big GWR live show at 4 p.m. as a pro wrestler. He actually was on OVW last night. Big Whiskey Jared Kripke will be joining us at 4 p.m. today. Going to talk about his upcoming show he has on Sunday in Bloomington. MPG Wrestling Christmas Clash. Go check that card out. We'll be there. We will be there live. We'll have live coverage on YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room. It's a big card. James Storm is on the card. Chase Stevens, Jared Kripke. Got some local guys. Dalton Love, Luke Savage, Savior. So are all on that card Sunday there in Bloomington. Come join us. Let's pack the house. They have a great card, so it should be a great show. I think it's $15 for adults and $8 for kids. Come check it out. Support local independent wrestling. All right, other thing. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. You can see some of our t-shirts behind me. We just dropped a new GWR shirt, I think last Friday or maybe a few days before that. It's similar to this one. The design on the front's a little bit different, and then on the back has the outline of the state of Indiana. It says the voice of Indiana Independent Wrestling. You can get those shirts at that link, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. Go there, check them out, get you some gear. We greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get talking about some sports, and then we'll get back to some of that other stuff later. Everybody, let's talk about Thursday night football last night. We'll start there. The Vikings beat the Pittsburgh Steelers last night, 36-28. I think at one point the Vikings was up like 29-0, 28-0, something like that. And then Kirk Cousins throws a couple interceptions. Next thing you know, Pittsburgh gets a 2-point conversion and gets within 8. Well, then Pittsburgh gets the ball back. They have about 40 seconds left in the game. Ben hits Claypool for a first down. Claypool gets up, has the ball in his hand, gets up celebrating, signal. They have no timeouts. There's 36 seconds left when he gets tackled. Well, he's messing around. The ball gets fumbled on the ground, gets kicked away. Time the referee get the ball set. There's 24 seconds left. And then Claypool's yelling and screaming at somebody, and he was the one that caused it all. So celebrate when the game's fucking over. Out there pointing and celebrating, and I'm not even a Steelers fan, but out there pointing and celebrating the first down, the clock's running down. That's one thing. Okay, you lost where you was at, you fucked up, but then you're going to start yelling at the ref like it was his fault. No, it was your fault. Hell, one of your players came and tried to take the ball out of your hand. And that's how the ball got fucking on the ground bouncing around. Because your teammate was trying to get the ball from you while you're busy celebrating. But then after that, 26 seconds left, Ben hits, I think it was Johnson. And Johnson catches it, gets that, cuts up field. Looks like he might be in trouble, but he's able to, guy misses a tackle. He's able to cut over, gets out bounced with like 4 seconds left. Steelers have one play, and Ben throws a perfect pass, hits the tight end in the hands, and there was 3 players around, but 2 of them was getting ready to converge him, and he took a shot, was going to take a shot, and it hit his hands, and he couldn't hold on to it. I mean, it was a perfect throw by Ben. It was going to be a tough catch. I've seen a lot of people on here and on a lot of the guys on TV saying that you have to catch that. Yeah, I agree. It should have been caught. But you also have to make sure you put out there that it wasn't like he was wide open and it was just an easy catch and he dropped it. I mean, it was between 3 players. It hit his hands and he was getting ready to take a shot on both sides. So I mean, it wasn't a routine catch. If he'd have caught it, it'd been a hell of a catch. But should he have caught it? Yes, he should have caught it. You're a professional to hit your hands. I mean, Ben couldn't have threw a better pass. But if you're the Steelers, you can't come out in the first half and give up 160, 170 rushing yards that Dalvin Cook had in the first half. So I mean, I don't, I mean, I don't understand why they got off to such slow start. Now then they came out in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, I don't know why he was doing fucking around. Almost cost Minnesota the game. Some terrible throws. I mean, you have that game well in control. There's no way that game you should be worrying about whether you're going to win at the end of that game. And Minnesota does that all the time. They always find a way to let the other team be in the game at the end, and then usually they get beat. There's no way that game should have never even been close. But Minnesota does that a lot. Other news in football, Demaryius Thomas passed away yesterday or last night. He was found at his house. They think it was because of a medical reasons, what the coroner's saying so far. So we really don't know why. Was a great player, and then from what I've been hearing today, and I mean, I've never heard anything bad about him anyway, but it sounds like he was not only a great football player, that he was a great human, and he's gone way too soon. So RIP to him. I mean, hell, he had a hell of a career there was a 5-6 year stretch that Demaryius Thomas was probably considered top 2 or 3 receiver in the NFL. I mean, he had that catch with Tebow to beat the Steelers in that playoff game, and then he put up all kinds of numbers with Peyton Manning. A lot of the NFL players, a lot of people came out and talked about how great of a human he is. So, yeah, that's real sad news that we got that hit last night. But going back to the Vikings have to figure out a way to win games. Got a big UFC coming up this weekend. Got Sean O'Malley on the main card. We'll go over the main card real quick. Sean O'Malley against Rulian Paiva. O'Malley's a -300 favorite. Paiva is a +245. I like O'Malley in this fight. I think O'Malley's going to win by finish. Then you got this is a stat card. You got Garbrandt against France, Kekara France. Garbrandt's a -144 favorite. Kekara France is a +122 underdog. This is going to be good. I lean toward Garbrandt in this fight. Jeff Neal against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Ponzinibbio's a -124 favorite. Jeff Neal's a +106 underdog. I kind of lean toward Neal in that fight. Then we have Amanda Nunes against Juliana Pena. Amanda Nunes is a minus 1,000 favorite. Pena is a plus 660. I think Nunes is going to win by finish. Nunes is hands down the best women's fighter in the business. And then main event, Charles Oliveira against Dustin Poirier. Poirier is a minus 164 favorite. Oliveira is a plus 138 underdog. I think this is going to be a good fight. I think Poirier is going to win, but this should be an entertaining fight. I just think Poirier is going to be a little too much for him on the feet, and I don't think Oliveira is going to be able to get the takedown. So that's going to be a good UFC card for tomorrow night. Okay, get back to. Let's get back to the NFL. We got some big NFL games coming up Sunday. College football, we have one game tomorrow. It's Navy versus Army. Army's the favorite. I like Navy in this game. Navy's played a tougher schedule than Army, and Navy's 7-2 ATS their last 9. Both these teams are going to try to run the ball, but I think Navy's going to pull off the upset as underdogs tomorrow. That's the only college football game we have. Excuse me. NFL, we got a full slate of games tomorrow, or Sunday. I mean, before we talk that, I'll give you guys out the picks I gave out today on Easy Money, a sports betting show. You can also find these picks on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. I like the Pacers money line over the Dallas Mavericks. The Pacers are on a 2-game winning streak. They have 5. They've been playing better ball the last few games. They got 5 players that are averaging double digits. The Mavs have 4 players that average double digits. They're averaging 104 points a game, and they're 2-5 ATS their last 7. I like Indiana at the money line. Also like the Brooklyn Nets money line on the road against the Atlanta Hawks. The Nets are 9-3 on the road this season. The Nets beat the Hawks the first game that these teams have played this season. That was back in Brooklyn. This time it's in Atlanta. The Hawks are 2-3 in their last 5 games, and the Hawks are depleted with injuries. Hunter's out, Reddish is out, and Bogdanovich is all out tonight. I just think playing a team like the Nets, the Hawks are just missing too many of their weapons. So I like the Nets money line. And then other game I like was the Los Angeles Lakers at home against on the road against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I like the Lakers -5. This is the second game of a back-to-back for the Lakers. Lakers average 112 points a game. Lakers are 9-19 ATS for the last 28 games. The Thunder has won 2 games in a row after getting beat by 73 points the game before that. They're 7-3 ATS for the last 10 home games. I know what the numbers say, but even with the numbers saying that, I like the Lakers -5. Then I like the Detroit Pistons money line over the New Orleans Pelicans. Pistons are on a 10-game losing streak. Pelicans are 3-12 at home. Pistons are 4-20. Pelicans are 7-20. These are 2 of the worst teams in the NBA. But I actually think the Pistons are a little bit better than the Pelicans. So I like the Pistons money line. And then I like the Phoenix Suns at home -4.5 against the Boston Celtics. Celtics are 13-13. The Suns are 20-4. The Suns have won 11 of their last 13 games at home. The Celtics lost to the Lakers their last game. Jaylen Brown is out tonight. So I like the Suns here at the -4.5. I just don't think the Celtics are going to have enough offense to keep up with the Suns without Brown. Plus, Brown also hurts them on defense. Not only you're missing his offense, but he's one of their defensive leaders. So I like the Suns in that game. And then, like I said, tomorrow I like in college football, I like Navy over Army. All right, let's talk some NFL. Uh, got the Cardinals, or excuse me, I'm gonna give out my top six teams that kind of like my power rankings. I usually put out. I usually put out my top 10 to 15, but today we're just gonna do six. I like the at six. I have the Los Angeles Rams. I if they're healthy and they get hot at the right time, they have the talent to beat anybody. They have a franchise quarterback, I believe now with Stafford. I mean with Stafford. Then they have you have Aaron Donald, the guys they have on defenses. They added Odell Beckham. They have weapons with Beckham and Cup, and so I mean I know they've struggled some, but you can't count the Rams out. At five, I have New England. New England have been one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Yes, I know they have a rookie quarterback, but they have the best coach in NFL history, and the quarterback's doing what he needs to do because his run game and his defense is playing well, and that's something that travels in the playoffs. Something that travels in cold weather. It's so the style of football New England plays is a good style of football going into the colder months and going into the playoffs, especially if you're playing outside in the playoffs. At number four, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I know the Chiefs have struggled some, but their defense has been playing good. At the beginning of the year, their defense was terrible. That's what was costing them. Now their offense is struggling, but their defense is playing well. I don't know what the difference is really. Patrick Mahomes is pressing for some reason. I don't know if he's lost some of his confidence because of the struggles they had. Hell, he's thrown more interceptions in the first half this season than he had all of last season. So I don't know if he was just trying to do too much, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't look great. They won last week against the Saints, but it wasn't like the offense played great. It was more the Saints turning the ball over. At number three, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they have a good defense, all kinds of weapons on offense. They'll be getting Antonio Brown back. That's even going to help their offense more. Rob Gronkowski has been on a tear. That dude's having a hell of a year. Brady's having another great year. At number two, I have the Green Bay Packers. Packers defense is better this year than they were last year. They do when they're healthy on offense. They have. I mean, I'm not saying they have the best weapons, but they have They have good enough weapons. I mean, it could have helped to get another receiver, but when you have Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, and then you have running backs like Aaron Jones and Dillon, as long as your offensive line gives you a chance, you're going to compete. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks to ever throw a football. Offensive line does their job with that running back you have and the quarterback you have. Then you have one of the best receivers in the league in Devontae Adams. And then now you have a defense that's like, I think, top 15 in the league. That's a recipe to go to a Super Bowl. They've came up short the last, 2 years. They made it to the NFC Championship game and have lost. I don't see that happening this year. And then my number one team this week is the Arizona Cardinals. They're getting healthy at the right time. They got Kyler Murray back last week. They got Hopkins back last week. They're getting healthy at the right time. I think right now the Cardinals are the best team in football. Excuse me. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best team by a whole lot, but I think if you go back watch the games this season of all the teams, I think the Cardinals have played the most consistent, even when they had injuries. People forget that they won 2 out of 3 games with Colt McCoy starting, and their best receiver Hopkins being out of the lineup as well. That's what I like about the Cardinals. Even though I kind of hate to say this because my son's a big Cardinals fan and I'm giving him ammo to use against me, but the thing I do like about the Cardinals is is the games like that where Kyler Murray was out, Hopkins was out. The Cardinals have faced adversity. They've had to play without some of their best players. They found ways to win 2 out of those 3 games, and they've faced some adversity. So when it gets tough, something don't go their way in the playoffs. They've faced that. They faced it and they've overcame that before. So they're going to have that confidence, like, oh, that's all right. Our defense will make up for that, and then we'll get back out here and we'll get going again. That's my top 6 in the NFL right now. I would have the Indianapolis Colts probably 7. I think they're way better than what the record is. They've blown 2 or 3 games. They could easily be 9-3, 10-4, something like that. I think the Colts are on a bye this week, aren't we? Yeah, Colts are on a bye this week, and play New England next week in big Saturday night matchup. All right, before we get out of here today, we do have a couple big announcements. First of all, tomorrow, come join us in Fortville at WTF Blizzard Brawl. It's Wrestling Theology Fellowship. It's in Fortville. Go to WrestlingTheologyFellowship.com and you can get more information. Tickets are $15. They have a great card tomorrow night. Friend of the show, Paragon's on that card. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, there's a lot of good matches on that card Saturday night. I think it's what we got. Highlight Reel, tag team Highlight Reel will be on there defending their titles. Yeah, there's going to be some fun. Then Sunday we're going to be in Bloomington for MPG Wrestling's Christmas Clash. The Christmas Clash is featuring James Storm. You got Chase Stevens on the card. You got local guys from Muncie, Savior, Dalton Love, Luke Savage are on the card. Big card. Come join us. Let's pack the house in Fortville and in Bloomington. We'd love to see you guys out there. Maybe even get to talk to some of you. But so come see us. Both shows start at 5 on Sunday. We at Bloomington we will be streaming the event and doing live commentary. You can find that on YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room on Sunday from Bloomington. Don't forget we have a big announcement Saturday at 5 o'clock. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Got a big announcement. And also come out to Fortville at 5 o'clock. Join us there. We'd love to talk, be able to talk to you guys in person. Let's pack the house for both these great cards this weekend. All right. I do have one other announcement before we get out of here. Last few days, or week or so, I've been talking about that the GWR podcast YouTube show, weekly show was coming soon. We've been doing the GWR lives, having the interviews, we go do these and do live commentary and broadcast these live shows. But now we're going to it's going to be the GWR podcast and YouTube show. It's Gonzo's Wrestling Pro Wrestling Show. It's going to be a weekly show. We'll record it and it'll air at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings. Starting next Sunday, December 19th, will be when the first the pilot episode will launch. So first episode of the new GWR podcast YouTube show will premiere Sunday morning, December 19th at 9 a.m. It'll be a weekly show that'll come out it'll drop every Sunday at 9 in the morning. And when it drops, it'll drop on YouTube. It'll also drop on on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify. It'll drop on most places you listen to podcasts. You'll be able to find it. But it's that way we can start separating some of the wrestling and the sports. So for you guys that tune in for the sports stuff, we'll still have all that for you at the 1 o'clock show. 11 o'clock show is the sports betting show. We talk all sports. 1 o'clock will be our sports talk show. And then we'll still do GWR live, do interviews during the podcast. So be on the lookout for that next Sunday, 9 a.m. I'm excited about it. We'll be launching our pilot episode of the GWR podcast / YouTube show. All right. Let me get to where I want to be here. All right. Oh, that's too much. No, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, with the Easy Money, a sports betting show. That show's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Also, we're live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. That show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both those shows, GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So if you'd like the audio version, go check that out. Follow us on social media. That's where we make all of our announcements for our shows. Our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show, get put on our social media accounts. Interview announcements, show announcements like the one we just done will get put on social media. So follow us there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, labs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. You can see some of the t-shirts here behind me. We greatly appreciate it. Go get you some GWR, GSR, and Easy Money gear. There's also a donation page at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We greatly appreciate that as well. Follow us on YouTube. Got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Plus when we do our live wrestling shows, we go on and broadcast those on YouTube and Twitch. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell so you get notifications so you won't miss when we go live. And don't forget, next Sunday, 9 a.m. will be the premiere episode of the new GWR podcast / YouTube show. It's a pro wrestling show. So make sure you be on the lookout for that at 9 a.m. Next Sunday. It'll drop on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, and it'll also drop on YouTube as well. For a video version will be on YouTube, audio version on the podcast platforms. All right, don't forget, tomorrow, come join GSR, or GWR, I should say, in Fortville at WTF Wrestling Theology Fellowship Blizzard Brawl. It's in Fortville. Go to WrestlingTheologyFellowship.com to get more information. You can also go ahead and get tickets if you'd like. Tickets are $15. It's going to be a great card. The highlight reel is going to be there. I lost what I was going to say. It's great. Paragon. Friend of the show, Paragon's going to be there. I don't have it all pulled up. It's got a great card. Go check it out. I think doors open at 4:30. Bell time's at 5. So go check them out on Facebook and get the information you need so you can come see us tomorrow. Then on Sunday we'll be live at Bloomington for MPG Wrestling Christmas Clash featuring James Storm, Chase Stevens is going to be there, Muncie locals, Dalton Love, Luke Schlesman, Savior will all be there. It's going to be a real good card on Sunday. We will be live on YouTube and Twitch with the live coverage of that event. So come join us Sunday for that. And then, like I said, Sunday the 19th will be when our new podcast dash YouTube show will premiere. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Don't forget, 4 o'clock today, we have a big, and when I say big, I mean big, GWR live show as a pro wrestler Big Whiskey. Jared Kripke joins us. I watched him wrestle on a OVW last night, or saw him last night on OVW, but today he's going to be on GWR. We're going to talk about his upcoming match that he has this Sunday in Bloomington at that stat card they have. Jared Kripke's one of them that's going to be there as well. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the big stuff he's been doing in the wrestling business. He's been out there killing it. So come join us for that at 4 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe. Hope to see you guys.